Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Ellen Nick. It's just L for now because I wanted just to address life as a new mom as the title suggests. So yeah, we're gonna do that right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, share, comment, share with a friend, and let's grow together. So welcome, we'll get right into it. I just wanted to say thank you for all the congratulations that you guys have been sending our way. It's been amazing and we really appreciate it. And I just wanted to say that we're happy to be growing our family and adding a little one who is sleeping right over here. So if you see me glancing over or getting distracted or moving around, that's who I'm looking at. She's currently sleeping, so I'm hoping that I'm not gonna wake her up by talking like this, but she's usually good with sleeping with people talking, so hopefully she'll stay asleep. If not, I might have to go rock her a little bit, but we should be good. Fingers crossed. We will show you guys her when we're ready. We haven't decided when that is yet. And then also Nick and I want to do a video explaining the experiences that we had during labor and delivery, because you know we both went through it together, but everyone was having their own experience, and also we were not able to capture everything on video, so we'll be sharing our experience, especially here in the US, how it is like to give birth here, and everything considered. So my experience and his experience, and also like the postpartum period experience. So stay tuned for that. And also a lot of you have been asking what her name is, and we will also be sharing that in that video. So please stay tuned, it's coming, and we will definitely let you guys know what it is. But for now, I just want to address how it's been like being a new mom. Now, for those of you that don't know, she was born a month and a half ago, so it's been about that time that I've had experience of being a new mom. So I just wanted to just address how it's been like, and just talk about it. So I'm currently on maternity leave, which started 2 weeks before she was born because she was 2 weeks late. So I started my maternity leave on my due date, essentially, and then I was at home for 2 weeks, and then I delivered her, and then I've been home since then. I get 3 months off of work. Coming to think of it, my time is almost over, which makes me so sad because I feel like I just had her and we're just getting into this nice routine, and she's getting to know me and I'm getting to know her, and then it's gonna be time to go back to work. So that's something that I feel like it would be nice to have more time with her and not have to go back to work so quickly. But we're home together all day, every day, 24 hours a day, and we're just chugging along. So my experience has been really nice. I'm really enjoying having a baby. I wanted this. I've always been good with babies, but it's never the same when it's not your baby. Like when it's someone else's baby, you're not the end. Like it's not up to you, everything. Like if she's crying and screaming and doing all these things, you're like, hey mom, here's your child, deal with them, right? But when it's your own child, like you're that mom that now everyone's like, oh my god, the baby is screaming, oh I think they want their mom, oh my gosh, here I think she wants to feed, here mom. Like you're that mom, like you're the person that everyone's like, here is the child, here is your child. So it was quite frightening at the beginning because I never had a baby before. One thing that I found to be interesting is that when you're pregnant and preparing yourself for delivery, like labor and delivery is all that's on your mind. I don't know if it's like that for all other moms, but for me, I know I was just preparing myself for delivery, like watching all these videos, reading all these books, listening to this doula, listening to my like everyone's just talking about delivery, delivery, delivery. And you're like, oh my gosh, this baby has to come out one way or another, so I have to prepare myself and I have to be ready and all that. What I did not think about much was, okay, so now when she's out, what are you gonna do with her? I really didn't think much about that, like before I delivered. I mean, I think I watched a few first time moms videos and like what to do with a newborn, blah blah blah, but I didn't prepare nearly as much as I did for labor and delivery. So when the baby was born, we stayed at the hospital for 3 days, and there like you have people coming in and out helping you with her, and she was at the nursery actually, but I could go in and feed her during her feeding times. They were changing her, they were bapping her, they were, you know, checking her and everything. They're doing everything pretty much for you because she's considered their patient, but you can go in there anytime that you like, but you're not with your baby, you know, the whole time. So I picked up a few things from that. And then when you're getting discharged from the hospital, they have this like 15 minutes sit down lesson that they're like, oh, you should feed her every 3 hours, you should make sure that she's sleeping only on her back, make sure she's breathing, make sure she's warm enough, and this and that. And then they're like, all right, here's your baby, oh, take her home. And then you're like, okay, hi. So it was challenging at first, because another thing I hadn't done was I had all like the stuff that I needed, but nothing was where it was gonna be in terms of like, I had like the basics, you know, I had somewhere for her to sleep, I had, you know, diapers and stuff. But when the baby comes home, oh, she's cooing, if you guys can hear her. Shh, it's okay, mama. Yeah, so like I was saying, I didn't have a lot of things out. Like, let's say her bottles, I still had them in the box that they came in. Like wipes warmer, it was still in there, you know, just things that you need in the moment that you didn't think about before. So that first night was a bit rough. And then on that day we got released pretty late from the hospital, so we got home at night and we just had to figure everything out. She was actually pretty sleepy the first few days, so she was sleeping most of the time, so that gave us some time to figure everything out. So that first night I think was the roughest for me, because at the same time, now you know you have a baby and you haven't had the baby for a long, like it's your first night, so you don't really know like what her sleeping is gonna be at home. Like, you're so nervous. I was so nervous for the baby. I would like be waking up to check her, like, is she still with us? You know, like if she especially since she was sleeping such long hours, I would be so concerned. I would be like, oh my god, my baby sleeps so much, so I just want to check on her and like see if she's doing okay. So yeah, that was a bit stressful. And then like once you get used to that, like how her sleeping schedule is, which is another thing, there is no sleeping schedule, but once you learn, like, you know, if your baby is sleeping, she's okay, as long as you can tell that she's breathing, then it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That's when I started to like relax and be like, okay, all right, okay, so she does sleep some long hours, that's fine, I can deal with that. Yeah, so got used to having her at home. And then when I was at the hospital, I don't know if you guys know this, but your breast milk doesn't come out right away, which is the most stressful thing, guys. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but your milk takes, like, for me, it took, I had the baby on Tuesday, and I think my milk came in on Saturday morning, and those 4 days were just agonizing. The thing that made it so hard was because, like I said, she was at the nursery, so I didn't have my baby with me all the time, which they say, you know, just put her on the breast even if she's not getting anything. Just, you know, with the stimulation, it helps your milk come down. But I didn't have her, so I had a hospital pump, which was just terrible. Oh my god, it was okay. I don't know what brand it was. I don't know if they use this at all the hospitals. I don't know if this is like standard practice, but if you're a new mom and you never breastfed before, and you know you're going through it because you're trying to feed your baby and nothing is coming out, and then they give you this pump that you never used before. I remember the nurse that came to show me, she came to show me the night that I delivered, because I delivered, got put in the transferred to the postpartum room, and I was so tired and sleepy. And when she came in to show me how to use the pump, I was half asleep, y'all. Like, I don't even remember like what she was saying. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And they're like, yeah, just try to, you know, pump every 3 hours, and this and that. And I was like, yeah, sure. I was so tired, so I knocked out. And then the next morning I was like, wait, what was she saying? Like, how am I supposed to use this? So I actually just, you know, tried to figure it out. Eventually I did, and I was just putting it on my breast and nothing was coming out. And so I wasn't sure, am I doing this wrong, or is it that I don't have any milk? And then they would be like, whenever I go up to see the baby, they'd be like, any milk yet? And I'm like, no, I don't have milk. I don't have any milk yet. I remember, like, when I saw the first drop of breast milk coming out, I cried. I was like, oh my god, I saw the first drop, and I was like, oh my god. Like, you don't even realize how much, like, something could, like, be stressing you until you're starting to cross over to the other side, and you're like, oh my god, that was the most stressful thing ever. So I saw my first drop and I was crying about it, and then I started like pumping more. So I would go, they said, okay, so when it's time to feed her, because they feed her every 3 hours, go upstairs, try to put her on the breast, and then when you come back to the room, to your room, try to pump, you know, so that like you can have the stimulation, and that can help the milk come down. But I did that the whole time that I was at the hospital and nothing worked. So I mean, I got a few drops here and there, but nothing like substantial. So they were actually feeding my baby formula while she was at the nursery, which was okay with me, because I was like, my baby has to eat something, you know. Like, if I don't have any milk, then I'm not gonna starve my baby. So yeah, so they gave her formula, and then we realized that she doesn't take the regular formula very well. Like she doesn't like the taste, I think. Well, she didn't say that, but like every time we would put it, like she would just like take it and then taste it and then just spit it out, like make an expression like, ugh, not good. And then she would also like, her stomach would rumble. But then it was confusing to me too, because I'm like, is that regular baby poop, or is just like how she is, or is she not taking it very well? And after the second day, the pediatrician was like, you know what, I don't think this baby is tolerating the regular formula very well. Maybe we should try the sensitive one. The sensitive one is for babies with sensitive stomachs, lactose intolerant, or just like babies that are having a hard time with the regular formula. So the last day we actually fed her the sensitive one, and she did well. Actually, I think that was the first day that she actually drank a lot of milk for the first time, and they were also concerned about her feeding, and I think that's one of the things that they were keeping her in there for. And they were like, okay, now that she's feeding okay, she can go home. And I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus. Because that's the other thing, you're like, I just want to take my baby home, but at the same time you're like, I need to make sure that she's okay. So yeah, so they were like, yeah, she's feeling okay, so should be good to go home. Yes. So we came home, and I remember even on that first night we had to go to the store and get some baby formula, because I was like, well, I don't have milk. So, and we hadn't bought any formula beforehand because I was like, I want to breastfeed exclusively. So I didn't even think about it, to be honest, you guys. I didn't think about it at all. And so that was like one of the things that made the night so hectic, because Nick had to go to the shops and try to find formula, which, by the way, around that time, I don't know if they still are, was recalled. Like some of the manufacturers' baby formula had been recalled. So he went to the store and he's like, there is no baby formula. And I'm like, oh Lord, what is happening? But anyway, eventually he found some, brought some home, so we had some, and we fed her that first night. And then my mom, shout out to my mother, she came through. Oh my gosh, you guys, she brought me the uji. She had also been bringing it to me at the hospital, uji and jahe and all the goodies that you need to eat to bring your milk down. And guys, Saturday morning I was like, yo, I have so much milk. I had so much milk that morning, and I was like, oh, thank God, finally the milk came down. And then another thing is, breastfeeding is not a natural thing. It's not like when you have a baby you already know how to breastfeed. No, it's so hard, guys. Like, it's such a hard thing to get used to and to learn, because at the hospital they have lacticians who teach you like how to hold the baby. They have like different holds. Like there's one they call a football hold, which is where you put a pillow on your side and then you put your baby with their legs over there, like to the back, and then their head right here, and then so their head and their little mouth is right next to your breast, and then you put their head on your nipple like this. So it's kind of like you're holding her like this. That's why it's called a football hold. So that was one. And then another one, I don't know what they call it, but it's the regular one that you hold your baby like this, and you know, you put her on the breast. But like, it's so, it feels so unnatural at the beginning. And I remember like just seeing women breastfeed before, like when I was younger, and being like, ooh, easy peasy, like, you know. I never really thought about how hard it is, but it's really a hard thing to do. So take some getting used to. I was doing well on my right side. No, actually I was doing well, like breastfeeding her from the front side on my right side, but on the left side it was kind of hard. I don't know why. Like when she was really tiny, I was having a hard time like just breastfeeding her on this side. So I would do the front hold on the front side, on the right side, and then on this side I would do the football hold. For some reason that worked better. And also something that has been such a lifesaver for me, let me show you guys something that I use so much, multiple times a day. And shout out to my friend who got me this gift. It's been one of my favorites. I've been needing it every day and it's been amazing. So let me show you guys these guys. This is a breastfeeding pillow, okay? And if you're pregnant or you're breastfeeding right now and you don't have one, please get yourself one. It's been so good to me because let me tell you, it's very hard to hold up a baby like this, because I mean, I didn't think about this, but like your boobs are up here, right? And then when you hold your baby, like they can't sit on your lap yet, because like she's so tiny, so she can't sit on my lap and reach my boob unless I'm like slouching over, right? So this comes really in handy. I just put it on top of me like this, and then I place my baby on top here, and then I just like, you know, shove my boobs, my nipple into her mouth, and then she can lay here, like she just lays down. And also, like when you're breastfeeding, you want your baby to be comfortable, so you want her to lay down facing you, so that you're like, if you're doing skin to skin, or like she's not laying down like this and then doing this to reach your boob. Like nobody likes to eat like this. So I just put her, like let her face me, and then my boobs right there, it goes in her mouth. Voila, she's feeding. I put maybe a shawl over her if I want her to sleep, or if it's cold or whatever. But this one has been a lifesaver, my favorite so far. Yeah, so get yourself a breastfeeding pillow if you don't have one yet. Okay, yes. All right, so as time went on and both of us, like me and her, got used to this breastfeeding gig, it's been amazing. I've finally been able to like just, you know, put her on this side and put her on this side, and she does great, and I feel okay. And you know, she's feeding, I have milk, which takes some time to regulate, by the way, also. So at the beginning, since your body doesn't know how much milk to produce, it's like, because breastfeeding is like a demand and supply kind of thing, and your body takes some time to get used to the signals. It's like, oh, are we producing too much, too little, you know, depending on how much your baby's feeding. And then at the hospital they say, oh, feed her every 3 hours, like wake her up in the night to feed every 3 hours. But for me, like my mom, she told me, if your baby is sleeping, she's okay. If she's hungry, she'll wake up and then feed her. And also my pediatrician said one of her rules is never wake a sleeping baby at night. So guys, I don't wake up my baby at night if she's sleeping. If she's sleeping, then she's not uncomfortable, so I just leave her to sleep until she wakes up, and then that's when I feed her and change her, and you know, just hang out with her. Yeah, so milk, oh yeah, I was talking about how milk eventually comes, you know, gets regulated. So the first few weeks were kind of a struggle, because at some point, like I would be producing so much milk, because I also like started pumping, you know, after my milk started coming in, I was like, oh yeah, I should pump and store milk for when I go back to work, or just when I'm not in the house and you know, she needs some milk. So I started doing that, and then I started producing so much milk that my breasts would like feel like they're gonna be engorged, and that is painful. I don't think anybody wants that. So then I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should slow down, because the much that I'm pumping, it's telling my brain, oh, we need so much milk. It's like producing milk for 2 babies. So I was like, okay, slow down on the pumping, because you don't also want to get like mastitis, which is when your breasts get infected from like too much milk, and you don't want to get engorged and like you know, the milk is not coming out and all that. I didn't want to go through that, so I was like, let me just slow down on the pumping, and just let my body just know how much to produce for my baby. And then once we're in a good place, then I can go back to pumping, and just store some. So that's what I did for a few weeks. I'm still not pumping unless I'm feeling really full. So I just let it be. I just let her feed whenever she wants. I feed her on demand. I didn't do the every 3 hours thing. I feed her when she wakes up, and then whenever she's hungry, I'll feed her. And okay, if it's been going to 3 hours and she hasn't asked for it, she hasn't shown me that she's hungry, then I'll put her on the boob and just let her feed. But you know, usually around that timeline she'll be like, hey mom, I'm hungry. The way that you know if she's hungry is I use a pacifier on her, like maybe when she's sleeping or like just chilling. And when she starts crying, if you put the pacifier in her mouth, she's gonna spit it out. She's like, no, this is not what I want the real thing. So she'll keep screaming. But my baby usually doesn't cry unless something is wrong. So she's either hungry, she's either wet, or she's sleepy, or she's too hot, or maybe too cold. So if she's crying, I'm gonna be looking at what's wrong, you know, and then just solving that problem for her, and she goes back to being a happy baby. I just have to make sure that I am eating properly. You know, I'm still drinking the uji, the porridge, and the njahi, and I got some sour milk from one of my aunties, shout out, and I got some bones from hubby. He's been making some bone soup for me, so that's been really helpful. Healthy stuff. Every time if someone comes to see me, they'll bring me some healthy food. So thank you for everyone that's been coming to see me, and thank you to all the family members that have been working so hard to feed this baby. Shout out to you, we really appreciate it. And yeah, it's been a great journey so far. She's not hungry, she's adding weight. Oh, another thing about breastfeeding is you don't know if your baby's full, and that's another stressful thing about it, because you know, like when she feeds from a bottle, the bottles are labeled, like you can see, oh, she took 10 ml, 20 ml, 30 ml, 40, 50, whatever, right? But like when she's feeding from your boob, like you don't know how much milk is coming out, so you don't know if she's getting full or she's not, or like are you overfeeding her. Like it's stressful, guys, like trying to figure out, like, are you feeding your baby correctly? Like, ugh, I think that's one of the most stressful things, because especially before your milk regulates, you don't know, you really don't know. So oh, it's okay mama, good night. I lost my train of thought, but it's been a great journey so far. Yeah, I think what I was saying is you just keep going, it all comes together eventually. Yeah, it does. So when it comes to changing poopy diapers, it's so okay. Now I think she really needs something. Okay, so I guess she really wants to be part of this video, so here we are. I have to go take good care of her, so I'll just take a few more minutes, finish up this video, and then she's probably sleepy, so she wants to be cuddled a little bit and put to bed. She's here, and we're doing so good together, right mama? No, she's looking at me with those cute little innocent eyes, like I didn't want to be alone. It's okay. All right, so I was talking about changing poopy diapers, which is the order of the day. I haven't had a day that she hasn't had a poopy diaper, so that's normal. You're gonna need a lot of diapers, which I have been needing, and thank you to everyone that, you know, bought us some diapers. They've been coming in handy. Oh, she is still using newborn diapers. She was born tiny, and she's still tiny, so she's still using her newborn diapers. So I'm glad that we got quite a bit, because when like she wasn't here, everyone was like, don't get too many newborn diapers because she's gonna outgrow them very quickly. But you know, I had people help us and get us some newborn diapers, which we're still using, so that has been really helpful, so that's great. So yeah, it's been awesome. She does well. She cries when her diaper's poopy or wet, and then you change her and she just chills. Sometimes it goes through and through and you have to either wash her or like wipe her down, or like change everything, like including her clothes and everything, because everything's dirty. So yeah, that's just the joys of motherhood, and you just do it smiling because you love your baby so much and you can't imagine not helping her stay clean and comfy. So I do that and I have no complaint with her. We do put her inside the water. She seems to like it if it's the right temperature. She can be quiet in there and just like chilling and enjoying, and I'm just washing her. And then when I take her out of the water is when the trouble begins. She'll be screaming. She doesn't like being, I don't think anyone likes it, you know, when you're out of the shower and you walk into a cold room or something like that, then you feel the cold and it's like, ugh, cover me up, cover me up. I think it's the same feeling for her. She's like, ah, cover me up, please, put some clothes on me. So yeah, that happens, but you know, it's pretty quick. Cover her up quickly and put her in some clothes and give her a little massage, and then she's back to being a happy baby. Yeah, so that's how it's been so far. Honestly, it's been pretty simple. I've kept it quite simple because like she doesn't need much, and we haven't found the need to like exaggerate anything or like do too much. Like she just needs to be able to feed and sleep and poop and repeat and stay alive. So those are our priorities. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been so fun doing this video, like recounting all those things. Maybe one of these days I'll do a morning routine with her so I can show you guys what we do in the morning, and maybe an evening routine as well, and maybe even a night routine, like when we wake up at night, like what goes down. Also, if you have any questions or any words of encouragement, I'm new to this gig, so I'm really finding it so valuable when new moms, or like, you know, people, moms that have been moms for a long time, be sharing their experiences, being open. Like if you have any questions, you can always ask me. I really appreciate those kinds of people, and of course experience is the best teacher, so I love to learn from people that have gone through before me. Yeah, just put your questions, comments, suggestions, experiences down below, and I'm excited for this journey. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe, and share this with a new mom, or with a mom, or with someone that's aspiring to be a mom. Anyone that you think this might be helpful to, and also anyone that might enjoy the content on our channel, you guys. And I'm gonna say good night. My name is Elle, and this is Elle and Nick. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. She said bye-bye. Thanks you guys for watching us. Right, Mama? She's just chilling, honestly. She just wanted me to hold her, I guess. But I bet she's hungry. So we're gonna feed her and then she'll go to sleep. Bye, guys.
Love could ever feel like this. I didn't know. Body shivers from a kiss. Now I know it's been so very long. 'Cause it's been forever since I felt anything.